Hello, it's Tristan here from Zebra Invest, and today I wanted to run through and explain all about how you can actually find deals that can be perfect for title splitting. And to be fair, even finding deals where you can subdivide them or portfolios where you can possibly split them down to get the most amount of cash out of them. So I can tell you straight off the bat, this isn't going to be the best video out there for telling you what a title split is or how a title split works, but it is going to help you find them. So what I'll briefly do is try to give you a bit of an idea of how it works. So a title split, the idea is when you have a property, whether it's a freehold property that you can split maybe into say two houses, or whether it's a block of flats that already exists that say might have 5 or 6 flats in it. The whole idea is that the property is worth more in parts than it is as one whole piece. So when you think about it, a big block of flats, they might turn around and say that I hold, say 10 flats in one building. Each of those flats are usually worth, say, £125,000. But because someone's looking to sell them off in one go, or they haven't been sold off individually to different investors along the way, it might only be worth £1 million. So the difference is just the paperwork to get it through. So in that case, you would simply go to your solicitor. They would then issue individual leases for each property, and then you can then get mortgages against each of those. That makes it sound really nice and simple, and having had a chat with my mortgage advisor or broker, he said most of the time when you've got a whole freehold block, it is actually better just to keep it as one block and have one commercial mortgage against it. But if you're thinking of purchasing, say, as I said, that block at 10 units, so that would be £1.25 million, and you buy it for £1 million, it could just simply be a paperwork exercise where you buy the building and then sell all those flats off separately. And then that might mean that at the end of it, you'll end up keeping, say, 2 of the flats, which you could then hold in cash because that's the profit you would have made. Or maybe you turn and say, actually, of those 2, that allows us to have the equivalent of, say, 4, it's going to be 4 deposits per property, so there would be 8 properties you could then mortgage out of. So if you sell 4 of the properties and then you use the equity of the profit you've made there, that will allow you to keep hold of the rest of them. So just thinking slightly differently to be able to cut up and slice a property to get a bit more out of it. A really simple analogy, instead of that slightly detailed one, would be thinking about a box of pencils. So say, for example, you go to, I don't know, WH Smith's, and you pick up a pack of pencils, and you're going to get 12 pencils for a whopping £2. But the difference is if I'm out on a building site, and I need to quickly measure up, put a line on the wall, and whatever else, and I don't have hold of one, there might be more demand then just for that one pencil. So you might end up actually paying 50p for a pencil, because at the time you need that pencil and that's what you want to do. So the whole idea being that, as one box that would have been £2, but as 12 pencils is worth £6. So that then means you can obviously see where there's a difference in pricing. And that's exactly the same as where anyone like Starbucks or local coffee shop or cafe or a bakery works with cakes that they sell. It doesn't cost that, so they make more money out of doing it. Buy one cake in, split them up into more pieces to make more profit. And that's effectively what title splitting is. As I said, there's going to be better YouTube videos out there that explain it. Hopefully that gives you a rough idea of what you're getting into. So, title splitting. Title splitting, as I said, is one kind of way for it. And that's where you can, most of the time, people tend to use it for something where you've got a big existing block of flats, and then you want to split them down into multiple units. With PropertyData, unfortunately, it doesn't have a way to be able to work those out, but I can give you some really good pointers on how you find big chunky properties, portfolios, and annexes, where, actually, there's a nice little pop-up in the corner there, but you can then turn around and see portfolios and annexes where you might be able to get additional flats or units out of a property. And then annex can be a great example, because it might just be that there's a flat already on the side of the building or a house already there that you would have missed in the first place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over into PropertyData to show you how we can find these. The other bit is, depending which YouTube's, where you're getting this from, there might be a link for discount at the end. I'll either give that at the end of the video or in the email that I've sent across to you. So, as you come to it, the first bit you're going to be looking for is by square feet. So we're going to jump straight into the sourcing system. So I was rather hoping that that was just going to load up straight into It's Google Chrome, but when you want things to look nice and slick, it's never going to happen. So what we do is we head over to property data. And the first thing that I've said to people before is about the pricing on it. You've got 3 different packages. Personally, I have the max account, and that's then I can have more saved local areas, and then I'm also just able to keep using it and find as many details and properties I like. But also, I can brand everything, so if I wanted to deal source or pass it on to other people, I can put my own logo on and the document straight away without anyone knowing. You might, there's a little bit of a giveaway, my stuff's a little bit different. Anyway, so if we go into the source section, which is what the whole section of this little bit of thing was going to be about, we're going to take a look at price per square feet, portfolios and annexes. So, the first thing that you can do with the price per square foot, if you go to save, or you've created an area or drawn an area or goldmine area you want to focus on, then you can look at an area to be able to go through it and find properties that are selling possibly below market value. So what I'm going to do here, for example, is I'm going to head over to Balham and Clapham, and we're going to go in there and we're going to click into local data. And the idea here is Balham and Clapham is a really high value area and there are potentials for some really good deals. There's lots of ways to be able to look at this data. One section you can do is simply by going to data, and that just turns it into a table. And the tables are quite useful on here because it allows you to be able to just look at a certain property, sort by, say, the price per square foot, or you can kind of filter out the different types of property you're looking for. So that's just all loaded up, and you can see here you've got quite a few properties all coming up. But the bit that I said about here is you can turn around and you can look through this data and try out to work out what you like to do with it. The other bit I like to do usually is go into this other section called pound per square foot. And the idea is here is going to put all of the properties on one kind of map to be able to see what the average asking price per square foot is, and then you're going to be able to see anything that's going to be stuck on the far left hand side, usually up in this section, is going to be where you're going to have better value deals, and anything that's on the far right is something that is going to be listed way above its market value, and I'm just clicking this out of interest. Someone has just typed it in completely wrong on the advert, which completely skewed the data. There you go. That's occasionally a estate agent is going to get it wrong. And then here again, someone else has done it. £79 a square foot, 12,000 square feet. I can tell you, I know there is no such property that is going to be 12,000 square feet in Clapham, £950,000. So, outside of that, this is a little bit odd because you can't really see the way that I'm trying to do the data. So, what I'll do is that's it. So that'll be a nice example anyway. I'm going to go to a different area, hopefully where there's less estate agents making less mistakes. So, let's go to Sutton, for example, and we'll use the local data there. And we'll go pound per square foot. Hopefully no one has... Yeah, here you go, this is how it should look. So on the left hand side here, you can see anything that's below the average, there's got to be a reason, or there's something going on as to why this is so low. So you can see here, look, it's saying Assembly Walk, Shelton, 3-bedroom flat, 122 square feet. So the other bit you do is when you click on the property, if you've got the plugin installed, then it's going to come up and it's going to tell you a little bit about that property. So this looks like it's going to be above a set of shops or something like that. But you can see in the area, once this loads, it turns around and says that the average price per square foot is 472. So, and we know that the property, you can see in the thing here, 1,292. So a property in that area should be costing around £600,000. So it's really quite a simple way to work out that you're buying something that's quite cheap. And the other side here is where we found a property that's quite big in size, and going back to the whole idea of title splitting or subdividing a unit. Here, 120 square metres, you could actually convert this one into a 1-bedroom flat and this one into another 1-bedroom flat, or you could possibly convert it into 2 2-bedroom flats. And I imagine 2 2-bedroom flats in looks like this. I'm just going to quickly just give you a wheel of an idea of how I actually can do another way. We can go here and we can just go into the valuation, or we can go into something like dev valuation. So here we've got a property that says we're purchasing at 280,000. we know that the property is 21292. 292. What we're going to do is going to be a block of flats. It's going to be the same at the end. It's going to be, go to the middle of the range. Additional stamp duty rate. We can say how much our architect and management fees are going to be. Cost of our legals. And then we just do this. And hopefully, I haven't done this before to be able to demonstrate it. You can sort of see here that it seems to think that the whole total is going to be £549,000 for refurbishing and doing all the works. And so then it's going to give us a rough idea of profit. Personally, I think I can do a lot better than the cost that is put in there. But the other way you can do it here is you can take it and we can say, look, we're looking at actually having 2-bedroom flats, 1 bedroom. It's going to be a high, decent size, standard balcony or terrace, and you'll see that in there. And each one is going to be, say, 600 square feet. So another way of looking at this, hard and fast ways to be able to work out whether we've got a decent deal. Because here we go, it seems to think that it's going to be worth about 295,000 for each flat. And you can see here it's got comparables coming up as well, so you can get a good idea for what it might be worth. So that way, if we turn around and said we took 270,000, I'm just looking at the lowest ones here, 250, 260, so let's go with 260. 260 times by 2, so you could be getting two bedroom flats for £520,000. And then, if you take off the 280, there should be more than enough money to make a good deal there. And that's could be quite a neat little title split. So I'm actually going to leave that one open later. I know someone who might be interested in that deal, so don't steal it. Don't steal it. So I've shown you how we can use that kind of side of things. But the next bit is there's the whole sourcing system built into PropertyData. And this is where it gets really quite neat and how you can intersect all bits together. But today we're just going through title splitting and also looking at how you can possibly work with portfolios and that side of things. So if you then come down here, I'm going to show you one of the things I think is the next best thing since sliced bread. But say, for example, we're looking for a property with an annex. The idea of an annex is usually like a flat, or it could be where your grannies used to live. You've got a spare kind of building on the side of it. You might have rented it out for a couple of years. But an annex is another space that you touch the building, and the chance of it to have planning permission to be used as a flat at some time or a self-contained part of the property. So let's just head to an area. Let's go with, say, Bournemouth. I like seeing different areas just to see what we get. I don't actually have Bournemouth as a postcode, so that will go with bar BH1. And then what we're going to do is we'll just go within 5 miles of Bournemouth. And then this is now returning everything where PropertyData has found the word annex in its data. So as you go through, you'll be able to have a look through the photos and get a rough idea of what's going on and whether it's worth having a look. So I'm going to open something like this one. And then here, I'll open that one because I imagine an annex will probably be on the side of the property. I'll open this one with Charm Minister. Then I can even see, just looking at this, there might be opportunity to split land off it. As you go through, you're kind of looking with a little bit of an idea whether you might be able to split the annexes off separately. You see that one's got an annex in its garden. And then that's a huge plot, and it's just trying to think what might be there. And hopefully I'm going to be able to find you a good example with a couple of minutes. Something like a bungalow. So I've opened up a few, so this should be more than enough to be able to look through. Potential to develop, no wrong chains, be reliable. And then it's telling you all the matches and whatever else that might be useful. So if it's, say, chain free, that might mean it might be open to a creative opportunity, which you might be able to somewhere as ask them to put in. Fortunately, this one's gone under offer, but hopefully I'll be able to give you an idea. 16A is a modern annex. So let's have a quick look. So here you go, this is really interesting, and obviously we've only just come straight across this one. Unfortunately it's under offer, but you can see in the floor plan here, this is actually 2 houses. So just by using the search for an annex, we've managed to find 2 houses side by side. And again, the principle is going to go that we've got 1,939 square foot, so calculator. I'm just going to open up. So 1939 times by, then when we just exit this, you'll see that it comes up with 294. So 294 So you can see possibly as two parts of two buildings is worth £570,000. And personally, I think that would be a great idea because you can simply split the property straight down the middle, split the garden, and then you're going to be able to have a massive uplift without actually doing much building work. And ideally, most of it is going to be planning or it's going to be working with a solicitor. So then you've got two semi-detached properties for the price of one, and you haven't even had to build it. I'm not quite sure what this one's going to pull up, but hopefully it'll be a good example as well. Two self-contained annex with its own private entrance. So again, I go back to the floor plan each time to have a look, and you can see here that you've got the main building here, and then you've got the annex on the side there. It's got its own window, so potentially if you rearranged it, because it's got the ensuite obviously inside the lounge, you might be able to rearrange it to maximise the space, or possibly turn it into a two-bedroom property, which you could then sell the annex on separately from the main house. So I think you're starting to get the idea of this and how we're finding these. But here we go, near a university, has an annex, 0.7 miles, so it could be again another good little opportunity there. 7-bedroom house, fortunately it's sold, but you can see that this property was on the market for almost 4 months or so. See, there was a perfect opportunity for you to be able to find it. But it's an absolute whopper of a house. So I'm just trying to have a look and see where the annex is. It seems to have been drawn on. Separate 2-bedroom granny flats. Okay, so let's find it. Here we go. How daft of that was me. Here you go. You can see there's a 2-bedroom flat just here on the ground floor. So you've got a 2-bedroom flat there, and so that could also be quite neatly converted probably into more flats if you really wanted to. But it's quite neat because you would have been able to buy that, almost sell that straight away or rent it separately, and then you would have had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-bedroom house with huge rooms that you could rent out. And if it's not that far from the university, I wouldn't even be surprised if you could possibly put en suites in those rooms and then rent them out to students. And again, I'll repeat the same process, but I think you've got the gist. Again, you can see here, this one oddly doesn't seem to have it. So floor plan 2. Probably says there's potential. Sometimes it does say there's where it's potential for an annex. As a ground floor annex. Let's have a look again. There you go, the back room has been used as an annex. So that's giving you an idea of how we can find annexes and be able to delve into those and jump in to find some good deals. So the next thing I would take a look at, and I've said is about portfolios. So portfolios, it's not quite a title split because they are already on multiple titles. Sometimes PropertyData will pick up multiple properties all in one block, but the whole concept being here is you're applying the same process as the title split. You're purchasing a lot of property in one go, and the idea is that you're going to negotiate a lower price for it. So again, with my £1.25 million that I said earlier, maybe if you turn around and you agree that at £1 million, you get a good discount on that whole portfolio, and that might mean that you need to put less cash on the deal to get it moving forwards. So if you again head back into the sourcing system on here, and then we'll go into more sorting lists, and we'll go to investment portfolios this time. And what I'll do this time is I'm going to go to Portsmouth. I don't know if there are any in Portsmouth, so it said there's none there. How about Brighton? None in Brighton. Well, actually, I'm not really using the right postcodes for it to be able to work. So there you go. There's quite a few there. So we've pulled up 32 possible portfolios. Here you go. First one here, and that's going to be reasonably sizable. That, I imagine, here we go. There's a few all coming up straight away that we're going to take a look at. Personally, I don't like. I wouldn't want to be buying on the Isle of Wight. But here you go. Look, Isambard Brunel. It's a block of flats. 20-unit nationwide portfolio over 7 counties. 12, and you can see it's quite a decent sized portfolio. It's giving you a rent breakdown. So that's, we've been able to find that fairly easily. The next process for this is you need to value each of these properties or work out what they are. So you'd need to probably send them an email to be able to find these details. So then you can work out where it is, and then hopefully the purchase price of the whole lot is going to end up being lower than what the individual values are. And then you also might be able to use a bit of asset management, which is where you're thinking, how can I improve these properties? Could we add new redecoration, new furniture, or anything to try and improve the rental returns or see if there's any dead space. But there you go, that's the one by the looks of things in Portsmouth. It looks like a student portfolio to me. It's a bit of a mixed one. And then here you've got a 8-bedroom detached house. It says, how does it come up with the idea that it said? Here you go, this is the reason why. 4-bedroom HMO to the ground floor with an additional 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom flats and 1 times 2 bed on the upper floors. So the whole property has been split out. So let's have a look at it. The 4-bedroom flat, here you go. You've got bedroom 4, small kitchen, lounge, diner, bedroom there, and then you've got a bit of a weird layout on that one, granted. And then as you come up, you've got another 1-bedroom flat. It's quite a nice size. 2-bedroom flat, again decent size. And then this is just telling you what you're getting. And I know Portsmouth reasonably well. So it says 2 1-bedroom flats. So if you're getting 2 1-bedroom flats in Southsea, I imagine you should be paying probably about £150,000 a flat there. So you've got 2 there at say 150 each, so that's 300. Then you've got a spacious 2-bed flat, which you've seen as well. That should be worth, I imagine, about 180. I might be completely wrong here, but so that means we're at about 480 already. And then we've then got the 4-bedroom flat HMO, which would be worth around about 220, so 380. So that's worth about 700,000, I think, all in all, just off the top of my head. I think I've got my numbers wrong. But anyway, you get the idea, and the idea we should do back, you can negotiate and split the whole block as you go. Then here you can see Hampshire Terrace, 38-bed block of flats, 259 annual income. And I know where this is. It's almost opposite the university. So it's a colossal block that went up a couple of years ago. And it's an absolutely massive building. But again, you might be able to split it out into separate units, find other investors to come in with you, or do something like that. And you're getting the idea here. You can see that this is coming up. Potential all investors. They're looking to sell all of these 5 houses all together, and they're telling you how much they're all rented for. So you can buy the whole lot in one go. And again, you could then use, it's a title splitter form. You're splitting it into 5 titles of properties. But again, the idea is that you're going to be looking to purchase at a bit of a discount to the total value, and it's already operating and rented out. Hey guys, thanks for spending your time going through the Secret Sauce series and watching the video there. Hopefully you found it jammed-packed full of information that you can action, go out there and really start getting property deals across the line. As you know, or you might not know yet, this is part of the Secret Sauce series. So every week you can have 2 videos sent straight to your inbox explaining how you can go out there and find great deals. So that could be anything from how to get deal sourcing, how to find properties below market value, stuff where the property size are way too big for the area, and how you can negotiate down a great discount so you can do maybe like a title split. If you're out there looking for rent-to-rent deals that will show how you can quickly find out demand, stack the deals, and to be able to get them right through. But we've done a whole series of this, and the idea is you can get emailed each week with all the little updates going through there. And we've got some fantastic little tools and ways to get around finding investment deals. So all I want you to do is, if you'd like to keep receiving these videos that we're creating, this is all completely free content. If you head over to Cuttly, cutt.ly/Zebra Invest, capital Z, capital I. When you hit that page, there's going to be an email sign-up form. What I want you to do is just enter your name, what type of property you're investing in, what type of deals you're doing, and roughly what you're looking for. That's going to help me to work out what kind of content to put out there, create to help you along your way. And then what we're going to do is send out a fantastic series of videos exactly like this one in our Secret Sauce series to really help you get going and get your property deals coming across the line and hitting your goals. I hope you found this of help. If you've got any questions, comments, or anything else like that, leave them in the below or pop me an email, which is tg@Zebra Invest, and I'll see what I can do to help you. But thank you very much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you soon.